Although I am a bookworm, I don't always read the most popular and up-to-date books. But today, we're going to fix that because I am going to read the Amazon preview for one of the most popular books that I know nothing about. Except I think it's like How to Train Your Dragon, maybe. Anyway, that book is Fourth Wing. That's right, I'm going to read the Amazon preview for Fourth Wing, which I know nothing about, and give you my unfiltered reaction, for better or for worse. Let's do this before I change my mind. Doo, 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 doo. All right, here we are. Chapter 1. A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead. Hmm. Chapter 1. Conscription Day is always the deadliest. Ooh, is this like Reaping Day? Are we doing a Hunger Games thing? Maybe that's why the sunrise is especially beautiful this morning, because I know it might be my last. It would suck if your last day was like cloudy and rainy. That would be very rude of the universe to do that. I tighten the straps of my heavy canvas rucksack and trudge up the wide staircase of the stone fortress I call home. My chest heaves with exertion, my lungs burning by the time I reach the stone corridor leading to General Sorengale's office. This is what 6 months of intense physical training has given me, the ability to barely climb 6 flights of stairs with a 30-pound pack. I'm so... That is a naughty word, Rebecca Yarros. Why are you using naughty words? The thousands of 20-year-olds, that's why she's using naughty words, you see? The reason is because normally in this kind of book it's 16-year-olds, but then the publisher's like, you can't use naughty words. But she made it 20 years old, therefore she is allowed to get around that word and use that rule and use naughty words. So, good for you, Rebecca Yarros. Waiting outside the gate to enter their chosen quadrant for service are the smartest and the strongest of the Navarre. I'm just guessing at that pronunciation. I'm making it up. The fans are going to be really pissed and they're going to be like, it's pronounced Navarre. Sorry. Hundreds of them have been prepared for the Riders Quadrant, a chance to become one of the elite since birth. I've had exactly 6 months. Disadvantaged. Unfair. Her and Katniss Everdeen. The expressionless guards lining the wide hallway at the top of the landing avoid my eyes as I pass. But that's nothing new. Besides, being ignored is the best possible scenario for me. What does it mean? Basgaith War College isn't known for being kind to, well, anyone, even those of us whose mothers are in command. Every Navarian officer, whether they choose to be schooled as healers, scribes, infantry, or riders, is molded within these cruel walls over 3 years, honed into weapons to secure our mountainous borders from the violent invasion attempts of the kingdom of Pomoriel. Pomoriel. That sounds kind of like a shampoo. Pomoriel. And their Gryphon riders. No, that's not a great name for a conditioner. We'll just stick with Pomorio. The weak don't survive here, especially not in the Riders Quadrant. The dragons make sure of that. Ooh, well, that saves you money on dragon food. You're sending her to die! A familiar voice thunders through the general's thick wooden door, and I gasp. There's only one woman on the continent foolish enough to raise her voice to the general, but she is supposed to be on the border with the Eastern Wing. Mira! There's a muffled response from the office, and I reach for the door handle. She doesn't stand a chance, Mira shouts. I don't know why I just gave her that really gravelly voice. I think because this world seems like a really tough, miserable place where you kind of need to have a gravelly voice to survive, so that's just what she has now. She doesn't stand a chance, Mira shouts as I force the heavy door open and the weight of my pack shifts forward, nearly taking me down. Naughty word. The general curses from behind her back, and I grab onto the back of the crimson, unupholstered couch to catch my balance. Gosh darn it, Mom! See, I'm just censoring. I'm censoring for the sensitive people on my channel. So I'm just gonna replace all the bad words from now on with like some, nice, happy 60s sitcoms type curses, and I think that that will save me from offending people. Gosh darn it, Mom. She can't even handle her rucksack. Mira snaps. Oh, that's Mira. Gosh darn it, Mom. She can't even handle her rucksack, Mira snaps, rushing over to my side. I'm fine. My cheeks heat with mortification, and I force myself upright. She's been back for 5 minutes and is already trying to save me. Because you need saving, you fool. I don't want this. I don't want any part of the Riders Quadrant. Shoot. It's not like I have a death wish. I would have been better off failing the admission test to Basgath and going straight to the army with the majority of the conscripts. But I can handle my rucksack, and I will handle myself. Oh, Violet, worried brown eyes look down at me as strong hands brace my shoulders. Hi, Mira. A smile tugs at the corners of my mouth. She might be here to say her goodbyes, but I'm glad to see my sister for the first time in years. Primrose? And I lost my place because I can't read. Her eyes soften. Her fingers flex on my shoulders, like she might pull me into a hug, but she steps back and turns to stand at my side, facing our mother. You can't do this! It's already done, Mom shrugs, who also has a gravelly voice for no apparent reason, the lines of her fitted black uniform rising and falling with emotion. I scoff. So much for the hope of a reprieve. Now that I ever should have, not that I ever should have expected or even hoped for an ounce of mercy from a woman who's been made famous for her lack of it. Then undo it, Mira sees. She spent her whole life training to become a scribe. She wasn't raised to be a writer. Well, she certainly isn't you. Is that Lieutenant Sorngale? Mom braces her hands on the immaculate surface of her desk and leans in slightly as she stands looking us over with narrowed, appraising eyes that mirror the dragons carved in the furniture's massive legs. I don't need the prohibited power of mind reading to know exactly what she sees. At 26 years old, Mira is a younger version of our mother. She's tall, with strong, powerful muscles, toned from years of sparring and hundreds of hours spent on the back of her dragon. Her skin practically glows with health, and her golden brown hair is sheared short for combat in the same style as Mom's. Oh, is she Mom's favorite daughter? But, more than looks, she carries the same arrogance. Okay, so giving the grizzled voice to them both, I guess, was appropriate. The unwavered conviction that she belongs in the sky. She's a rider through and through. She's everything I'm not, and with the disapproving shake of Mom's head, she says she agrees. I'm too short, too frail. What curves I do have should be muscle, and my traitorous body makes me embarrassingly vulnerable. Mom walks towards us. But what I'm hearing is if they make a movie of this, she's gonna be like a perfectly normal teen girl of a healthy weight with no physical like handicaps at all is what I'm hearing. Mom walks towards us, her polished black boots gleaming in the mage lights that flicker from the sconces. She picks up the end of my long braid. Oh, you got a Katniss braid too. Scoffs at the section just above my shoulders where the brown strands start to lose their warmth of color and slowly fade to see steely metallic silver by the ends, and then drops it. Okay, my question is, when I see so many similarities to Hunger Games in this, is Did the author just happen to have a similar idea, which is very popular? We have two sisters and a mom, and they're in like a bad situation, and they're getting into dangerous stuff, right? And the girl's got a braid, and she doesn't want to be there. Or did the author have it different, and the publisher was like, you know what was popular? Hunger Games. Let's give that girl a braid. That could have happened too. I don't know. I wasn't in those conversations. I'm just making wild guesses here. Mom walks towards us, her polished black boots gleaming in the mage lights that flicker from the sconces. She picks up the end of my long braid, scoffs at the section just above my shoulders where the brown strands start to lose their warmth of color and slowly fade to a steely metallic silver by the ends, and then drops it. Pale skin, pale eyes, pale hair. You need a badass pixie cut like me. Her gaze siphons every ounce of my confidence down to the marrow of my bones. It's like that fever stole all your coloring along with your strength. Grief flashes through her eyes, and her brows furrow. I told him not to keep you in that library. Oh, she's a book girl. She's a book girl. It's not the first time I've heard her curse the sickness that nearly killed her while she was pregnant with me or the library. Dad made my second home once. She'd been stationed there at Baz Gaiath as an instructor, and he as a scribe. I love that library, I countered. It's been more than a year since his heart finally failed. He was weak, too weak for this world. And the archives are still the only place that feels like home in this giant fortress, the only place where I still feel my father's presence. Spoken like the daughter of a scribe, Mom says quietly. Well, you know what? You got together with him at some point, so I don't know what you're complaining about, Mom. Like, why didn't you get together with some burly soldier man? They'll probably explain it. It's probably deep in the lore somewhere. Maybe it was like an arranged marriage and they were both angsty about it. I don't know. Mom says quietly, and I see it. The woman she was while Dad was alive. Softer. Huh? Oh, okay, so she just became a badass after the dad died. Kinder, at least for her family. I am the daughter of a scribe. My back screams at me. So, oh, so her back is not screaming that line of dialogue. Just the formatting there confused me for a second. My back screams at me. I'm the daughter of a scribe. My back screams at me. So I let my pack slip from my shoulders, guiding it to the floor, and take my first full breath. Since leaving my room, Mom blinks, and that softer woman is gone, leaving only the general. You're the daughter of a writer. You are 20 years old, and today is conscription day. I let you finish your tutoring, but like I told you last spring, I will not watch one of my children enter the scribe quadrant, Violet. Because the scribes are so far beneath riders, I grumble, knowing that perfectly well that the riders are top of the social and military hierarchy. It helps that their bonded dragons roast people for fun. Yes, her customary composure slips. And if you dare walk into the tunnel toward the scribe quadrant today, I will rip you out by that ridiculous braid and put you on the parapet myself. Ah, persecuted book girl. Here we go. They know their audience. Those publishers, they know their audience. Every girl reading this is like, that's me. My stomach turns over. Dad wouldn't want this. Oh, Dad wouldn't want this, Mira argues, color flushing up her neck. I loved your father, but he's dead, Mom says, as if giving the weather report. That's my voice wasn't wrong. That's just how they give the weather report in this world. Uh, I doubt he wants much these days. I sucked in a breath, but can't keep my mouth shut. Arguing will get me nowhere. She's never listened to a damned thing. A darn thing I've had to say before, and today is no different. Sending Violet into the Rider's Quadrant is a tantamount to a death sentence. Guess Mira isn't done arguing. Mira's never done arguing with Mom. And frustrating thing about that is that Mom has always respected her for it. Double standard for the win. She's not strong enough, Mom. She's already broken her arm this year, and she sprains some joint every other week, and she's not tall enough to mount any dragon big enough to keep her alive in the battle. All right, that's enough of this preview. I'm done. I have not read enough to get to give any opinions that are useful to anyone, so sorry about that. But that's it. That's my reaction to Fourth Wing. The first like 3 pages of Fourth Wing. That was not useful to anyone. I would say I hope you found this entertaining, but I seriously doubt you did. Come back, subscribe if you're a glutton for punishment, I guess. Otherwise, just keep YouTube's a big place. There's other things you can watch on YouTube. Just go do it. Go find something better.